All right, here we go. It's probably 90 some degrees out here. It's a little warm, but we've got the breeze coming back at us. And so I went through and I watched some videos today of, yeah, that one's just too deep. That's too big of a plant for it. Of the precision depth extension from BCS. I was so frustrated with that darn thing, and the last time I used it, oh man, I was really mad. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna look and see how to install this thing correctly to make sure I'm doing it right. And then I also saw the other guy that has the parts that I buy sometimes too, like he had the extension wheels and stuff, and he does really cool stuff too. They've got their own version of this. Funny enough, he says that they designed it like 5 or 6 years ago, put it on the shelf, and then forgot about it, and then saw BCS came out with one, so they went back and got theirs and started making it and marketing it. Anyways, so I watched his video, and the guy is just incredibly informative, and so I was only going to watch like the first couple of minutes of it just to kind of get a feel of what are my depths, what should I be doing here. And 14 minutes later, yeah, I watch it at 1.5 speed. I end up watching his whole video. It's just really well, he explains things so well as to why you would want to use this. And then he gets into not only just the depth of this, but also to bring the throttle, and you only want the throttle at like 1/3 or up to a half. And what that does is the speed in your wheels, you put that into second gear, and still it still goes fast, but the PTO, which is the rototiller, is all based off of that throttle over there. And so if you slow that down and speed up your wheels, you're now not churning as fast, and you're not obliterating the soil that you're going over. Also, he put it at just an inch or 2-inch depth at some points when he was doing like a new bed, and then he went just a little bit deeper like I did over here for established weeds, to go down and get down to the roots and stuff. And I can probably run over this a couple more times and maybe even go a little bit deeper to pull these roots out. But that makes all the difference in the world. I was really happy that I watched that. I learned a lot from him. I learned how and why to use it for the beds over there. And you don't need it to till super deep. You just want it to till enough to kind of get the top of those small weeds, like what we had yesterday. You know, I had all of this stuff that I used the Haas weeder and killed myself over. And had I watched that video yesterday, I would have used the precision depth tool with the BCS, and I would have been done with this thing in 20 minutes, and would have had this result instead of 3 hours, and then still having a bunch of these weeds. All of this stuff that you see right here is all the stuff that the Haas didn't get yesterday. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I was all done and I raked it out and I saw a bunch of leaves again. So I was not a happy camper about that. Kind of bummed me out. And that was kind of what sent me towards thinking about the precision depth tool on here. And so I came through. Well, here's a really good example, because you can see what's still here. So this is all dead here, but see, the Haas missed this right here, and then sporadically just missed things. And even just now I missed it, but I only went down maybe, I don't know, an inch or so, but I couldn't get in this close, so I'll have to come back with the Haas and clean out, or the Wolf, maybe even better, and just clean out right up against the water pipe area. Everywhere that's green is areas that I didn't get with the Haas. Like this stuff right here, I didn't even get it with the precision. Didn't even get it. And I came over this 3 times, but I only came over this once. So that's probably part of it. Now my only issue is, but I think I may have solved it. Let's take a look back this way. I I can't remember if I came over here actually, now that I think about it. Maybe I didn't come over here and do the middle row. I'll come back and do that. I even went out here and kind of cleaned up these weeds that I mowed yesterday. So I'll come back over here. My concern is, you can see it here, is that I ended up coming back over and doing the walking paths with it. And now I don't really know where a bed is. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can come back over here with it and I can run it another time and see if I can get the wheels to make paths for me, so I'll know where the beds are. Liz got this bed done today, weeded, and they still have this bed to do, and there's also 2 beds of the new GSM in Hoop House 1 that need to get done. So there's still a lot of weeding that needs to get done, and because of last week and just everybody kind of sick and stuff, that we kind of fell behind a week, and it's amazing how it does that, falls behind a week. Now the breeze has stopped and you can really feel the sun. But so I've changed things a little bit. I've learned a little bit more on this precision thing, and I'm kind of liking it. Their version, that other company's version, it's only 3 bolts that hold it in, and so you can take it off right away. Plus they keep the old back on. This one is a little bit more difficult. These 4 bolts are really, really tough to get to. I think I'm going to switch it back around, and I'm going to put the bolt sticking out. And I think I'm the one that put the wing nuts on here. And I'm gonna go, I've got the wing nuts, but they're in underneath there. I think I'm gonna come back, bring them back out. And that's gonna make things a lot faster, because it's really tough to get underneath there with the lock washer and the wing nut and get it on there. So I'm hoping that maybe flipping it around will make it a lot easier. The rubber gaskets that hold in these, the bar, I guess, are really a pain to get on and off. And I need to get real cotter pins and not nails that I've turned also. So that's basically it. It was a lot better. I'm much happier with it. It left a much smoother surface than it has in the past. So I think just keep practicing with it and see what we can do. I'm really hoping that we can figure something out here, so that we can get some plants to actually germinate and grow here. I'm thinking about running another set of wobblers over here maybe, and see if that doesn't help the overall bed and germination issue. I'm also contemplating whether I should take the time to just stop for a second and get the compost over here, get it dumped, and bring it over and just fill up the beds here with 4 inches or so of compost. Have to figure out how much I would need, and then just kind of go from there.